President Bola Tinubu on Wednesday tasked media professionals in the country on their roles in shaping public perception on electoral matters and strengthening democratic tenets. Speaking on democracy and national cohesion and the role of media in strengthening it, Tinubu said public discourse shaped through the report can either boost or weaken the bonds that hold the nation together, especially when certain information fuels the social space. Our correspondent in Abuja, sent in this report.
President Tinubu, who spoke as special guest at the 21st edition of All Nigeria Editors Conference hosted by the Nigerian Guild of Editors at the Presidential Villa Abuja, used the recent Anambra gubernatorial election to buttress his point, saying he was dumbfounded when he had the narrative of vote buying being speculated, and he paused to ask himself who were those selling the votes. According to him, media practitioners must begin to look beyond parochial interests and help forge a bridge to sustain Nigeria's democracy. Also speaking on the spate of misinformation in the country, Tinubu lamented that he was a victim of harsh reportage when he announced the removal of fuel subsidy and floated the naira.
At the time, I forced a Zoom office, and the way you all dealt with me. Over subsidy removal, quote unquote, the floating of our exchange rate, removing the arbitrage, the corruption in the society, and the opportunity blocked against rentier economy. We should celebrate that one today. That the tunnel of darkness and the headwind of the economy is getting better.
President of the Guild, Eze Anaba, said the media industry will not be averse to introduction of new fiscal and legal reforms to rescue the struggling industry. He cautioned that sustenance of democracy becomes distressing in a weakened operational environment, which could pose major threat to democracy and national stability itself. Anaba said editors remain constitutionally mandated to hold power accountable, but can only do so if their organizations are economically viable and legally protected.
What began as a modest idea in 2004 has now grown into a national institution, a vital forum where editors from across the country converge to exchange ideas, examine issues of governance, and contribute to shaping the direction of our great nation. I wish to acknowledge with deep gratitude all past presidents of our guild who have sustained this tradition of annual reflection and engagement. The theme of this year's conference, Democratic Governance and National Cohesion, the role of editors, could not have been more timely.
He says the president's attendance at the event to solicit for low-interest loans through the Bank of Industry and the Media Development Fund for Digital Transformation, managed by an independent board free from political interference. Imo State Governor Senator Hope Uzodimma, while delivering a keynote address, said the media must also interrogate itself to assess if it was actually living to its billing as the fourth estate of the realm. He said because they wield such enormous power and responsibility, they tend to believe or sometimes extricate themselves from the Nigerian ecosystem.
And since you asked me to speak on the team and the sub-team, I have used the privilege you conferred on me to come up with a hybrid lecture topic. So for me, my keynote topic today is 2027. Editors as catalysts of democracy, national cohesion, and electoral integrity. I do not doubt that you will agree with me that in the contents of this conference, there can be no better description of your role as editors. As I proceed with my speech, you will find more reasons to agree with my position.
The theme of the conference centered on democratic governance and national cohesion, the role of editors. From the presidential villa in Abuja, I am Nnabuchi Oke Nnabuchi, reporting for Galaxy Television News.